we are going to Buffalo Wild Wings for potentially the Stanley Cup final if the Caps win tonight. I mean, something you can relate to, Jay-Z. Your team is kind of shit in the bed this final. Yep.
Just destroying themselves. Well, I mean, it's the best team in the history of basketball they're facing, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah, my team's losing to the ultimate choke artists, so it's pretty great.
The Caps.
Yeah, but they always have a really good team, but they always suck postseason.
Didn't they beat the Blue Jackets in the first round though? Like they were down too, and they came back.
Yeah, and then I mean, the more impressive thing was the Penguins. Like no one beats the Penguins. What's up, everyone? It's been a crazy season. Hockey always is. That's why I love it. The parody of it's just out the window.
Well, because you can get a goaltender that's hot, and that team, it doesn't matter what seed they are, they can ride that, ride something like that all the way through.
Yeah, for real. Everyone just joining the stream, so I have to go in 25 minutes. Jay-Z has some stuff to go do as well. So we're going to start this up. Bungie has yet to drop this week at Bungie, so if we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, I'll make a separate video or something. But we have enough to talk about this week with the Forsaken DLC. Anyways, but yeah, last word, welcome back. We have a ton of new subscribers. This is like a weekly news recap and more importantly, constructive discussion kind of show podcast thing that me and my co-host Jay-Z Basketball.
Sup?
So we do this every week. What's up, Dank Deluxe Foundation? So he's one of the new people. Everyone, pretty much how this goes, we talk about stuff, and more importantly, we want to discuss your feedback about the game, and that's really the idea with everything. So this beautiful development roadmap is going to sit behind my face until the TWAB launches, if it does. Just for a second, we're going to discuss this in a second, but right off the bat, Jay-Z was not part of my kind of initial reaction stream, so I wanna see what you're thinking, Jay-Z, for the Forsaken, the entire thing, but mostly just the Vidoc. But what are you thinking?
So we talked about this yesterday, and or was it Tuesday? Whenever the day that it launched, we talked about this. So, but obviously everybody else didn't hear my thoughts on it. So. First and foremost, I've been calling for multiple sub bosses in a raid since the game launched, and they're putting the most sub bosses ever in a raid. So I got a little giddy just over that information. Random rolls are coming back. I've been calling for that since day one. Basically everything that they're like, I wish, and I'm sure we'll see more on the modding system. But that gets me excited, like a new and improved, like if they can make it. So I in my downtime on Destiny 2, before it really started hitting again with this DLC, I was playing a game called Warframe, and they had a really extensive modding system. And I don't expect them to get anywhere near that, but it'll, like, if they can get like partially there, because the modding system right now is just.
It's really bad. Yeah, I mean, the way Josh Hamrick was talking about it almost makes it sound like you level up your guns, sort of like Destiny 1, but differently.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was another thing I want to talk about. If they have something like you actually level up your guns and they can possibly get better, or you like unlock their full potential, that's going to be freaking sweet.
Yeah.
So, who knows what, like maybe after you level it up to level 1, it unlocks your second tree of perks, and then after level 2, you can put a mod in it, or that mod.
It's really strange, like, because the modding system, they're gonna have to mix random rolls with like intentional perks that you put on top of it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really quite strange. I mean, I have no doubt they'll make it work. The same thing with the weapon system. It's like, I know they're not gonna let you run around with 3 rocket launchers, right? Like they can't.
No.
But with 3 shotguns? How do you balance that? And I mean, that's their jobs. I have complete faith. But like in my mind, I'm like, I really am glad it's not me in that situation, because I just could not do it.
No. and the other thing that I want to talk about, that I don't think everybody's understand, but they're not focusing on story for these DLCs. So they're launching the main DLC and then 3 other mini DLCs.
Yeah, here, actually, while you're talking, I'm going to put that picture up on stream for everyone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So this is like a dream for me, because I am a hardcore grind RPG. Like, I love those elements, and I love those elements in Destiny 1. And honestly, so for Curse of Osiris, I played through all, for Vanilla Destiny 2, I played through all three storylines once. Didn't touch them again. Curse of Osiris, same thing. And then the Warmind DLC, all 3 storylines, haven't touched them since. So all that development time that they took for those cutscenes, that they took for the story missions, that they took for all that stuff, can now go into creating new and awesome weapons, creating Crucible maps, creating strikes that are interesting, creating raid.
Yeah, if that's the one thing I'm really interested in. If most of the development time is now going to go into strikes and raids, I mean, is it even worth calling them raid layers at this point? I mean,
I guess we'll have to see. But speaking of the raid, that's another thing. Other than the sub bosses, the raid changing over time, like they said, like it morphs and changes. How awesome! Like just the concept of that, the thought of that, like how they could even think of it. That sounds just amazing. So I'm really, really excited to get my hands on that.
One aspect of that I'm super interested in is, so like with the Leviathan, it just changes weekly, right? Like it's the same encounters, and it does. They say we have a direct impact on how it changes from week to week and how it mutates over time. And what does that mean? Like, what is it, if a certain number of people beat this boss, it'll be rotated out and a new one will be rotated in? Is it like if more players go left instead of right, like the paths will change a little bit? Like what is Bungie doing? It's something that I can't wrap my head around.
Well, and not just that, something that's near and dear to your heart, especially, like they said, this is the most secrets like ever in like an area.
I got you, Bungie.
Like,
I got you.
Yeah. So, like, while that excites me, like, obviously the content excites me more than the secrets, but the secrets excite me as well.
I'm really worried for the world's first, because you guys are going to be going one way, and I'm going to be like, oh, world's first, but like, what's over here? Like, man.
But I mean, at least like I'm taking that whole week and a half of that launch off, so like I'm going to be as ready as I possibly can be for that world's first on that one.
I'm going to be trying my hardest. I have no idea what August and September look like for me. For those of you in chat that don't know, I start grad school mid-August. I'll be having a ton of responsibilities, and that's not something you can really just ask off of work for. So I have zero idea what the hell is going to be happening. But any second I have is going straight into that. Like, I'm so excited. And we talked about this too, and I mentioned it earlier on stream, but all of these things, the most sub-bosses in a raid, a mutating raid, all of these, super customization, random rolls, mods, it's just MMO. Like, there's no more... I mean, it's still looter shooter, but they're going MMO, and that's awesome.
Which is exactly what I asked. I guess, like, let's see what your chat has to say with the no story. Like, I'm curious to see if they would rather have more story elements, or if they would rather have more content, outside of the story. Because I know, obviously, I feel the opposite of story. Like, I'm okay with not having stories.
Same. So everyone in chat, this is a really good question that Jay-Z just brought up. So with Annual Pass, you can see the picture on screen. Annual Pass, you get 3, they're calling them premium content updates. And like Jay-Z was just explaining, they appear to be, and we should get further clarification if the TWAB ever launches, they appear to be DLCs without the campaign content. So as you can see on screen, I can't point because my face cam cuts off, but you have new and returning exotics, DLCs do that. New lore to discover, that's a DLC. New Triumph records to collect, DLC. New weapons, armor, and vanity rewards to collect, endgame challenges, and new pinnacle activities. Those are DLCs. And one thing that's really interesting here, it doesn't seem like we'll be getting like any more planets or anything. We might, who knows.
Probably get one with the raid layer. I'm sure that's gonna be a new area.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah. But so for the most part, it seems like these are all going to be kind of activity expansions on Forsaken without campaigns, and all the lore is going to be held within the game. I would equate it honestly very similar to a larger April update for Destiny 1 this taken spring, where there's no campaign. There's a couple of strikes, a bunch of new loot and stuff. Obviously a bigger version of this, because this is going to come with endgame challenges, with which references directly. I need to figure out where to point that way. The the raid logo. I mean, so we are getting raids, we are getting new exotics and stuff. So these are, like I said, it's essentially if a DLC and the Taken Spring had a baby and you took out the campaign, that's what these are going to be. And I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think. Like Jay-Z said, he's for it. Personally, I am too. I've always thought campaign was kind of not necessarily the worst way to tell a story, but the least interesting way to tell a story. I think one of the things a lot of people have problems with is in campaigns, by design, end of campaign bosses have to be easy to beat because they want everyone to be able to beat them.
Yes.
If there's no campaign and you make all the bosses, you make Nokris a strike boss that isn't part of a campaign, you make Zol a raid boss, like this changes everything, right? Everything will feel extremely powerful. That is the point, obviously. And I just want to see what you guys...
Well, let's and even off of that, like if this includes like them not necessarily updating old raids, but keeping them relevant to current raids, like you got to think it's going to be Age of Triumph all year long, you know, for the last, you know, if this is the last year of Destiny 2 until Destiny 3, it's going to be Age of Triumph that entire time, and that to me that's awesome because like, while we might not do all the raids, it'll be fun to be able to revisit them and actually get like relevant gear for a while, you know, during that period. So,
right.
We'll see though. They haven't said anything about, but I'm guessing they will because they have so far with all the raids. So,
yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think it'll be easier for this. Well, once we see it, of course, the Age of Triumph era, like once we see it, what they're doing with Solstice of Heroes and how long that lasts. But B, once we get the first one in the winter and we're like, oh, this is what they're doing, it'll be a lot easier to determine how we feel about it.
Do you think are they still keeping the side development teams on, like the non-main ones for all this?
Like Vicarious Visions and all that? Yeah. I imagine after this they might start working on Destiny 3, question mark? Who knows?
Well, I mean, like, if they can get, like, part of the development team, because, like, that's just, you know, multiple studios that can help them create this content.
Right.
And, like, the more minds that you have creating weapons and, like, unique features, the better. Just because there's, you know, other people, like if you just have a small group of people creating weapons, you only have the same types of weapons, really.
Right. I mean, if you look at Warmind, which had Vicarious Visions, and you look at Forsaken, which is High Moon Studios helping out Bungie, like the more groups, you're absolutely right, the more individual minds you have coming from different backgrounds working on this, the cooler it gets. Right? And that's awesome. You don't want anyone to ever fall into stride with this type of stuff because then you just become complacent and you're like, this is what we do. You don't want that. You want to push to the limit every time, and bring in other studios is how you do that. I completely agree. So I'm not really sure. They haven't announced if they're working out with any of these. Well, I guess we'll see. We got a lot of feedback from chat though. Vegan says, oh wait, no, Vegan wasn't doing that. Scarrow Jr., our story was 4 missions. Who plays Destiny 2 for this story? That's
yeah,
fair.
but you know how that took a ton of development time just for those 4 missions, like
right. Well, I mean, technically it was only 2 missions, right? 2 of them were strikes, which I liked. I mean, the Warmind story was really good, and I like that most of it was held in outside of campaign stories, and that's I think that was kind of a test. If I'm not mistaken. Arlo says, if they add patrol zones, I'm cool, but I don't want content like the Dark Below and the House of Wolves where they just reused old locations. I mean, nothing here says new locations, but maybe they didn't want to promise anything.
They're gonna have the Reef. The Reef's gonna be there.
You know, that's true. I meant like post Forsaken going into like the black.
No,
the black armory and stuff.
From what I understand with it, it's all gonna be like they're adding to what they already have established.
Right.
So not necessarily new locations, but just, you know.
We'll find out. But yeah, I think you're right. Anderp says, give me grind. I don't mind story, but I play for the grind, so me, it's not required. I honestly have lore and text because that leaves more to the imagination. Exactly. I like that a lot. Yeah. Let's see. So this is something I don't agree with. I've been seeing this a lot. Tunes are the one and only, and I'm actually glad we have someone with this mindset in chat so we can talk about it. They want us to pre-order now without telling us what we get, and then calls them Bungie scammers. So I think they made it fairly clear most of what we get. They're going to talk about it at E3 literally next week. And this kind of brings us into what I really wanted to talk about in this stream. Why is the development roadmap on the screen? A lot of people are very mad, and I mean the Reddit is just disgusting right now with this. People bitching that they need to spend $70 to fix the game. I want to make this explicitly clear for all of you guys so we don't have anyone running around like a dumb chicken with your head cut off screaming lies. That's just not true. You do not have to spend any money to get the game you thought you were going to get with base Destiny 2. Everything you see on the roadmap on screen right now below my stupid head, all of this is free. This will not come with Forsaken. This will not come with the annual pass. Everything that you see here is available to anyone who has purchased Destiny 2. So, for instance, in July 17th, so in a month and 10 days, we get the Solstice of Heroes seasonal event, 6v6 quick play, which is a huge one for people, permanent rumble, bounties, the raid layers prestige. That actually comes with expansion 1 and 2, so technically you do have to pay for those, but that's an exception. Year 1 triumphs, major exotic armor revamps, things like that. Everyone gets that. You don't have to own Curse of Osiris except for the raid layer prestige modes. You don't have to own Warmind once again except for those. Every person that bought base vanilla Destiny 2 gets that. And more importantly, going on September 4th with 2.0.0 with Forsaken, gear collections, in-game triumphs. The major ones here, the weapon slot changes that people did not like with vanilla Destiny 2, random rolls, the mod system update, bulk shader deletion, new Crucible modes, 4 new Crucible maps, 200 additional vault spaces, in-game lore, new bounties, and powers matter in Iron Banner and Trials, and that's also has a Trials revamp in there. Sorry?
No, that's good. No, I've been calling for power to matter.
Yes, absolutely. But all of that stuff, more important, like all of this is the important stuff right here below me. That's all free. You don't have to pay a freaking dime. If you go to Destiny, you've never played Destiny 2 right now, you go to GameStop to get a used copy for $10, all of this for free. And I see a lot of people complaining, like I said, oh, we need to pay $70 to fix the game. That's not true. You pay $40 for the Forsaken expansion, which contains none of this. The Forsaken expansion is purely that campaign, that strike, those or that raid, those strikes, those locations, and that kind of stuff. This is free. Then the annual pass, another $40, 30 if you bundle. You get the 3 premium content packages. Once again, does not contain any of this. This is free for everyone. So don't be complaining about the price to fix the game, because you're actually kind of lying to yourself. Unintentionally, I guess. But it's not true. And that's a very important distinction to make. Everyone gets this stuff. You don't need to pay for it. And that was the main thing, reason I wanted to start a little bit early, even if the TWAB wasn't launching. I wanted to make sure everyone understood that. That's very important. Yay. All right, JZ. So out of all those things I just mentioned, now that that's over, what do you... I mean, we know that... I mean, JZ is the largest proponent of random rolls, I know. Weapon slot changes and that kind of stuff. What do you... I mean, are you excited for things that they're telling us, things like new Crucible modes and stuff? I mean, that's pretty nice.
Well, I mean, like right now, there's 2 or 3 or two Crucible modes per playlist. And it's just, I understand the concept that they want to not splinter the community in between individual game modes, but you kind of have to. Like, not everybody wants to play Supremacy. Not everybody wants to play Control. Not everybody wants to play Elimination. You know, things like that. Like, give us the option to pick our own game modes. Add new game modes in that, you know, we'll want to play. And, like... adding the 6v6 back, so are they going to keep the 4v4 and have both types?
I don't know. On stream, they made it sound like it will be a separate node, that there will be 4v4. I am very skeptical of that. I don't think there will be. They didn't exactly clarify it. So I think it would be 6v6 quick play and 4v4 competitive, but there could be both. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
So, like even though I'm not a huge Crucible person, like I've been getting into it a lot more recently than I did, you know, vanilla Destiny 2. So like I've actually, I don't want to say I've been like enjoying it because obviously PvP is my jam, but I've been, yeah, I've been enjoying it. Yeah, we'll say I've been enjoying it. Like so,
Right.
just adding more Crucible modes, especially the new Crucible mode, well slash PvP or PvE mode, like that looks hella fun.
Right.
And I'm super excited because like, you know, I can focus on PvE and then like you or somebody like Ratul can focus on the PvP parts, and like it looks like it's a mesh of both worlds, so
Yeah.
it'll be exciting in my
I'm
opinion.
really hoping. So I really hope they don't get rid of like our weapons now for that reason. Because
Yeah.
like Ratul and I worked our ass off for Ragearx's. If we could take it into Gambit and have an advantage because we worked our
yeah.
ass off now, like that would be awesome. I really hope so. I don't know though. I agree with you. I love that we're finally. I mean, I'm glad they waited 5 years or 4 years or whatever to give us a PvPvE, because I feel like if it would have been rushed and not creatively designed and that kind of stuff, I feel like it wouldn't be as great as Gambit really seems to be. I'm very excited. That's something I mean, they're right. I have never seen anything like this in any game. Like, this is super unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to play it because it's something that like people that don't necessarily like Crucible can enjoy, and vice versa. Like, because you can finally play with your Crucible friends or PvE friends if you're Crucible players, and both of you have a good time. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited too.
I
wish they would have made it 6v6 though. 4v4 is really cool.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I agree. It's I'm interested to see like how long it lasts. It seems like it could be relatively quickly. I'm also very interested in the matchmaking for it. I honestly think you need the leaderboard systems. And your leader, like sort of like competitive now, but its own thing in this, because obviously some people are going to be, if you have a strategic mind, you're going to be much better at this than something like competitive, right? If you're better at playing chess or something, you'll be better at this. So I think it'd be cool if it had its own ranking system, its own rewards, and that kind of stuff. If they put this much time into the game mode, I have to figure they put this much time into the rewards
and I'm hoping they have unique rewards for it. Like that's. Like, you don't want to be able to get everything that you can get in normal Crucible or PvE or whatever. Like, obviously, your normal engrams are going to do that, but like, have some your version of the Claymore in that mode. Like, how awesome would that be?
Yeah,
because then we would definitely grind it out as a group, and we could
absolutely, yeah.
And then you could, like, if they made it 6v6, we could just go straight from the raid and grind some of that out. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I mean.
I think another really important thing is, you know, with competitive, I'm almost like discouraged from going in with some of my friends, because you need that. Like, it's very heavily skill match made. I'm hoping that they make it not so much that. So I feel like I can, like, oh, this is something, let's just go have fun. Now let's go sweat our dicks off, right? So I hope we have a lot of fun with that. Everyone in chat, I don't know if people are listening to me. There's some people, I can't even say your name. JD52, D52. No, the DLC will not be $70. I literally just explained this. The DLC is $40. The $70 is this DLC plus the next 3. So it's actually the cheapest that it's ever been in Destiny, probably because there's no campaign. But people need to, like, I just wish people listened and read. It's very simple concept to understand. You just need to stop listening to people who lie to you. That's all I got. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited. It looks like the grind's there. There's so many different arenas in the game. I can't imagine what all of this is going to look like. And yeah, I'm so excited. And what blows my mind is that it is 7:30 at night and Bungie has still not released the TWAB. What is going on?
I don't know. And it's always night that we both have like wanted to get off, or not get off, like wanted to do something that evening too. So they're like, we're just gonna release it whenever.
You know what? It's after all of our employees went home, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all right though. I'll make a separate video tonight when I get home. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do I get out of the annual pass? Is it... Oh, here you go. This is what you get out of the annual pass. Look, ready to go. I'm the greatest. No, I'm just messing. Other people were asking that question. Sorry, Gecko. Can we talk about the new subclasses? Asks Afro. Well, I only have a couple minutes. Let me text my fiance to let me know when my friend gets here. Yeah, let's talk about the new subclasses. I mean, I really bash on Warlocks a lot, but all the new two Warlocks that we've seen look fucking amazing. So
let's just put it this way: the Warlocks, you can say that they have a roaming super all you want, but they don't. Like they just don't. And that new Voidwalker subclass, yeah, it looks similar to like all the Titan subclasses where you can kind of roam with them and do a shoulder charge type thing, but you're zapping around the map with blink. So it's it might give competition to those.
I'm wondering if though, because if you look at it, the only time we actually see him damage anyone is when he gets in the middle and he does that area of effect attack. I mean, that would fit the Nova Bomb, the one thing, but I'm really hoping he has like a one-shot melee he can do as well. And
yeah, it looked like it looked almost like a shoulder charge to me, but I could.
Oh, maybe.
Like, you know, like the Titan does when they throw their shoulder into him. It kind of looked like that's what he was doing. Because I think they showed one little PvP clip of him like coming in and shoulder charging somebody. Right, so like to me, that's what I was looking for, because Warlock's my main, and it's hard to PvP as much with the not that I'm great at PvP to begin with, but like at least with Blade Dancer, or not Blade Dancer, with the Arc Hunter, and then like all three Titan, Arc Strider, and all three Titan classes, you have roaming supers where you can do damage and people are like scared of them legitimately. Like, who's scared of a Warlock subclass right now? You hear?
I don't know. Dawnblade's kind of terrifying.
If you're good with it, like,
yeah.
But Hammer Titan is way better than Dawnblade. It lasts longer, and you can do melee.
Dawnblade now, with the changes they made, if you can get kills with it, it lasts almost twice as long as Hammer.
Okay, yeah.
And it's faster. But I hear what you're saying, especially in a lot of PvE activities. I mean, Stormcaller's all right, but it has the range of a toothpick. Like, an amputated toothpick.
Well, that's like it used to, like, you hear Stormcaller pop and everybody's like, okay, team shoot, and then you come around the corner and you're dead before you can even like hit somebody. So
yeah,
it's kind of frustrating being a Warlock main, but again, like, if they add some classes that work good in PvP, and that like that hand cannon, basically the Iron Man looking thing, that's gonna be sweet too.
Yeah,
from the Stormcaller class. So
I mean, all of it looks really crazy. I mean, the hammer too, the giant hammer, like whacking people, that just looks like a lot of fun. Like,
so it's like that might be the equivalent of Golden Gun for the Titan. You know, the one huge like chunk of damage super.
Yeah. It's just.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll be something, but plus that, and they can make new exotics for all those things too. So.
Scarrow Jr. says, "You're telling me that when you see a damn Slova Bomb following you, you don't get scared?" I don't know about Jay-Z. I think Slova Bomb is the worst super in the game. It is A, so easy to avoid. B, I see people miss it all the time because A, when it's out, you can't shoot, right? Or else it'll blow up early. It's
so
just like,
for me, when I ran it a little bit in competitive, and I think I hit it once out of like 6 times of throwing it, because people just would run around the corner and it would run right into the wall, and you know, that was it. Fast
Nova Bomb is the way to go. It just is. It's a little bit harder. You got to get closer. I get it. I respect it. Slova Bomb's definitely the Skyburner's oath of supers, right? But it's like higher risk, higher reward. Ideally in, you know, Crucible, I'm not running Void Lock at all, but I get it. Okay, Slova Bomb is just, it's easy to avoid. It's sort of like Golden Gun, right? Golden Gun used to be one of the scariest supers, and in Mayhem it's still pretty terrifying, but it's so short in Destiny 2 that if I see a Golden Gun, I literally sit in a corner and count down 9 seconds. Like, it's super easy to outlast. Slova Bomb's the same thing. And I'm hoping these new changes rework it enough where that's not a thing. Same thing with Stormcaller, honestly. Stormcaller's, I mean, they're fairly weak.
Yeah.
I mean, Arc Strider and Striker are both much more terrifying.
Oh yeah, well, and Hammer Titan is like, you have range and one-hit melee kills all in the same Titan, so like it's hard to beat that one. Like
Right.
honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, Dawn Blades on the other hand. I mean, Dawn Blades used to be a joke. This new update, just the pure speed on open maps. If you get a map like I always forget, it's the only map in the game I always forget the name of. The one on Nessus, it was in the beta. That one.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't.
That one's terrifying. Any open map. See, if you get like a Dawn Blade and Javelin 4, who the hell cares, right? Like, just run away. You'll be fine. He's gonna hit his head on the ceiling a couple of times. But you go outside, like you get a map like Eternity, you're done. If that Dawn Blade does not wipe your entire team, he is the worst player in the history of ever. It's terrifying. Same thing with Night Stalkers. Good point, Forcer. Night Stalkers are so bad right now, and I don't want them to be good because I hate Night Stalkers so much.
But that new knife super looks really.
It's like a Void Arc Strider, and it looks Arc Blade. It looks so sick. I'm hoping like you get the assassin-y feel. It just it looks so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My biggest fear will be Arc Striders, though. Oh my gosh, can you imagine, like, you're shooting at an Arc Strider, and he's deflecting your bullets and killing your teammates?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? That's... Endless Fail. Thank you, Arlo. And thank you. I just need to get a picture of and just frame, like, the word Endless Fail and put on a wall. I always forget that one. But, geez, man. Like, I get it. Some supers aren't the best right now, but... Every super I saw in this update looked terrifying, and I'm so excited. Like, can you imagine, like, a freaking a Stormcaller jumps up in the middle of a PvP map and just, like, destroys the enemy team? Like, oh, God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, Twab's out. Thank you, Arlo. Well, I have -6 minutes. Let's hurry up and check this out before my friend gets here. Are you lying to me? I don't see it. I'm on Twitter. I don't see it nowhere. Oh, no, it is out. Okay, thank you, Arlo. All right, peeps, let's take a look at this. Wow. This week at Bungie. We revealed Forsaken. Boom, we already talked about that. Yep, Too long didn't watch. Forsaken tells a new story with a darker tone in a lawless frontier. Tangled Shore is a new destination made of a web of asteroids and mysteries. Dreaming City is our first endgame destination, home to the biggest challenges. That sounds awesome. The Scorn are a new enemy led by a group of 8 barons you will hunt down. Our new weapon system gives you more control how to configure your fighting style. We're adding random rolls and improving a mod system for better weapon customization. A new Masterwork style system allows you to level up weapons over time. Your Guardian discovers new ways to fight with new supers. The bow joins your arsenal as a new weapon type. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Gambit is a new activity that combines PvE and PvP. There's a brand new raid located in Dreaming City. New collections feature lets you track all the items you acquire. The new Triumphs feature lets you track your achievements and the lore. Here's the new roadmap. Okay, annual pass. Here we go. Another topic of the stream was the new annual pass. As the evolution of the expansion pass that delivered content like Curse of Osiris and Warmind, the annual pass is a new plan for how we will give hardcore players more ways to fight their enemies, collect new loot, and customize their characters. Here's Christopher Baird to tell you more. Destiny 2 Year 2 begins with Forsaken, and throughout the year we're going to be focusing our teams on delivering content that gives players reasons to come back to Destiny. This means new activities, endgame challenges, progression systems, and awesome rewards. With the annual pass, we want to deliver content more frequently throughout the entirety of Year 2 with 3 releases in winter, spring, and summer. In addition to everything new in Forsaken and the annual pass, we're continuing to fully support the seasons and deliver updates to all players of Destiny 2. During each season, all players can expect new rewards to earn new Crucible maps and modes, improvements to gameplay, features, reoccurring activities, special events, and more. This graphic puts everything we have planned for Year 2 on the map. So in Forsaken, you get the new story, Tangled Shore, Dreaming City, Gambit, new subclasses, levels, raids, new rewards, legendary gear, all this stuff. Seasons, which is free for everyone. You get seasonal rewards, special and seasonal events, quality of life updates, new Crucible maps and modes. Annual pass, you get more pinnacle activities, weapon and armor. We've already talked about all of that. We are excited for the second year of Destiny 2. You will soon learn more about what to expect in coming weeks and months leading up to September when Forsaken and the Annual Pass officially launch. So, pretty much what we said. It's essentially, they look like they're going to be DLCs with no campaign, but they will not be required to enjoy the Destiny experience. They will just add on to it, which is very interesting. Lab report, just talking about, in general, expect that any mode that deploys in Crucible Labs has no concrete timeline or schedule, must not interfere with must-ship features, can be iterated on a semi-public setting, can succeed and be polished for a full release, and can fail and never be seen again. So they're talking about the Crucible Labs. I really wish I had time to go in this in more depth. Some of your favorite modes have terrible playtests, and what we're wondering is... Okay, so it seems like they're going to reiterate on Showdown. You may very well see Showdown again in the future with changes based on the feedback this week, and we will have some additional lab experiences in the pipeline in our own summer update. Interesting. Okay. Destiny. Oh, by the way, Nightfall rewards are fixed. You can go farm those now. Oh, good. It was a short one. Thank you. It's been a fun week. We love getting to finally reveal the exciting things we've been working on, and we're not done yet. E3 is next week, and we will have our away team ready to give you some more details about Forsaken. After that, we have all summer to fill in the blanks, as we know you have a lot of questions. Get out there and support the faction of your choice. We'll let you know who came out on top after Tuesday. There we go. So... fairly short one. I hope this entire live stream has done a good job of clarifying you don't need to purchase the annual pass to enjoy the Destiny experience. It will only expand upon it. You will still get the seasonal updates. You will still get pretty much everything everyone else does. You'll just miss out on the new raids, the new strikes, the new endgame activities, and this kind of thing. So similarly to how you can still enjoy Destiny even if you didn't purchase Warmind. I mean, catalysts are still in the game. If you didn't purchase Curse of Osiris, you still can play on those maps in Crucible and that kind of stuff. The same thing applies to the annual pass. So if you're not comfortable with the $40 price point or the $70 combined price point with Forsaken, then you don't have to buy it, and that's perfectly fine. And I think that is going to be where I have to end the stream. Like I said, I would love to sit here and talk about it more, but I have a Stanley Cup final to go watch. So yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. Follow me on Twitter. Keep up to date with my latest videos and live streams and stuff. Jay-Z, go ahead and do your thing.
Jay-Z Basketball 25 on the Twitters.
Woots, woots. Everyone in chat, sorry this was a shorter one. Sorry it was a faster one. Life happens sometimes. I will be back. Tomorrow we'll do our live stream opening up the 1,000 tokens worth of Dead Orb packages, all 50 of them. I did finish grinding, so that's definitely happening tomorrow. You can ask me any questions, any thoughts and opinions, any clarifications then. I hope to see you guys then. And that is pretty much going to be it for this video, or live stream. So thank you guys so much for coming out and sharing your opinions as always, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace!